we will talk something about basal ganglia. Basal ganglia is also called corpus striatum. Corpus striatum or Wilson's pencils. It has two components. One is caudate nucleus, another is lentiform nucleus. Caudate nucleus is, this is the thing which you are seeing, big thing. This is caudate, which contains head, body and tail. This is lentiform nucleus. Lentiform nucleus again divided into putamen and globus pallidus. Globus pallidus, it has two parts, globus pallidus internus and externus. This globus pallidus together called as paleostriatum or simply pallidum, that is globus pallidus, whereas caudate nucleus and putamen together called neostriatum. If there is any lesion in the globus pallidus, it causes athetosis. Athetosis is writhing movements of the distal digits like fingers or toes or just wrist, hands. There will be some spontaneous movement that is occurs at the extremities, that is athetosis. So other diseases which are concerned with basal ganglia are like hemibalismus. Hemibalismus is, it is also something like involuntary movement, but the lesion is at the level of subthalamus. Chorea is a dancing like movement which involves even the complete extremities like arm, forearm and then hips at the level of hip and knee. So whole limb will be involved like dancing like movement. So chorea, you have Huntington's chorea or chorea gravidarum during the pregnancy or Sydenham chorea, that is seen due to streptococcal infections. Then what is Wilson's disease? Wilson's disease is due to the copper metabolism. Abnormalities in the abnormality in copper metabolism causes deposition of copper in the basal ganglia, that causes Wilson's disease. But the main disease which is concerned with our basal ganglia is Parkinson's disease. This is due to reduced activity of the dopamine in the basal ganglia or in the nervous system results in Parkinson's disease. So remember Parkinson's features with tremor, rigidity, akinesia and postural instability. Right? So this is in brief about the structure of basal ganglia and some disorders which are related to basal ganglia. Now coming to the arrangement, this arrangement of these parts of the basal ganglia will be asked. So if you take a cross section, this is third ventricle. Beside third ventricle you have thalamus. Below the thalamus you will be having subthalamus. Here this is caudate nucleus. This is lentiform nucleus. Caudate nucleus and lentiform nucleus is separated by internal capsule. Lentiform nucleus contains putamen and globus pallidus. These two are separated by external medullary lamina. Globus pallidus again divided into externus and internus divided by internal medullary lamina. This lentiform nucleus is separated from claustrum by external capsule. This claustrum separated by insular cortex by extreme capsule. This is the sequential arrangement from medial to lateral, and this will be asked. This is very important. You should know what is the lateral-most structure and what is the medial-most structure. The insular cortex is present in the floor of the lateral sulcus. It has a function in planning and programming of the movement, which is the similar function of basal ganglia. So right, so this is about the arrangement of basal ganglia structures. Now let us study the pathways. Pathways, we have direct pathway and indirect pathway. So remember two neurotransmitters, one is GABA and glutamate. These two neurotransmitters, they are related to this pathway. Remember, direct pathway always stimulate, indirect pathway always inhibit the movement. Coming to direct pathway, it is a very simple pathway and very simple to understand. See, you thought of picking a teacup, okay? So the stimulus comes from cerebrum, that you have to pick a cup. So that the neurotransmitter which is released is glutamate. Glutamate is always excitatory neurotransmitter. That comes to the neostriatum, that is caudate and putamen. So glutamate is going to stimulate the striatum. Basal ganglia always release GABA. GABA is inhibitory. So this inhibitory neurotransmitter will be released to the globus pallidus internus. So now this globus pallidus internus is inhibited because of GABA. So now it can't secrete its GABA hormone. So it is inhibited, it is not functioning. So thalamus doesn't get any inhibition. So it gets stimulated. So it will release glutamate. Glutamate in turn stimulates the cerebrum. So the cortex has got again the next stimulus as this work can be done. So then it will go and stimulate the spinal cord. So the movement of picking a cup is going to be done. So this is direct pathway, very easy. Cerebrum, neostriatum, globus pallidus internus and thalamus. Coming to indirect pathway. So you write the same thing as direct pathway, but here you just scratch it. From neostriatum it will enter into globus pallidus externus first. Then it goes to subthalamus, then it will come to globus pallidus internus. Same thing. You want to go to party, but your basal ganglia is no. Now you are not in a position to go to party, so you don't want to go to party. So cerebrum, neostriatum, same thing. Cerebrum releases glutamate. Glutamate will going to stimulate neostriatum. Neostriatum secretes GABA. GABA is going to inhibit GPE, globus pallidus externus. Now this is inhibited, so there is no stimulus for subthalamus. Subthalamus doesn't get any inhibitory stimulus, so it secretes glutamate. Glutamate is going to stimulate globus pallidus internus, which in turn stimulate GABA, which in turn releases GABA. Because this is stimulated, so it secretes its neurotransmitter, that is GABA. GABA is going to inhibit the thalamus. Thalamus in turn inhibits the cerebrum. Cerebrum in turn inhibits spinal cord. So your lower limbs will not move forward to go to party. So the action is inhibited. This is what is indirect pathway. So very simple, direct pathway and indirect pathway. You just know the role of how to write the pathways. And there is something called substantia nigra, which is the black pigmented structure present in the midbrain that produces melanin, which acts as a precursor for dopamine. There is a pathway called nigrostriatal pathway between substantia nigra and basal ganglia, that is striatum. So that is via the dopamine. So imbalance in this dopamine pathway causes Parkinson's disease. This dopamine acts on two receptors, D1 receptor, D2 receptor. D1 receptor is stimulating the direct pathway, D2 receptor is for indirect pathway. So this is about the pathways in simple, and the parts of the basal ganglia and the structural arrangement of the basal ganglia, that is from medial most structure to that of the lateral most structure. Thank you.